Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Everyone, welcome to What's Up Macha podcast. Today we have with us someone really special. We have Mr. Lokesh Verma from Devil's Tattoos, Delhi. He is one of India's biggest tattoo artists and the top 10 tattoo artists in the world. Lokesh bhai, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
My pleasure. I'm doing good, very good, as good as one can be during these lockdown kind of times, Corona times. But
Beautiful.
yeah, everything is thankfully we have a roof over our head and food to
Yeah.
eat, so cannot be enough grateful for this.
Yeah, that's so good. It's important that we stay grateful for what we have during these tough times, and all of us stay safe. Lokesh bhai, so first of all, both of us are like big fans of your work. Both of us ourselves have tattoos, so we just want to know what got you into tattooing first of all, and we have seen your work. So how did you get this good at tattooing?
How did I? What got me into tattooing was I was trying all sorts of jobs. After the day I passed my school, the very not even passed, I gave my exams for the board exams for 12th standard. Very next day I was on the road distributing pamphlets. So I was always hustling from where, even in school. I did not know how to play cricket, but I used to bet on matches.
That's a smart way to be, right? Hustler, proper hustler.
I used to be just a fielder. I did not know bowling. I did not know batting. But I knew that I can gain some money out of this match. So I used to bet. Although I had very little money, my father is a retired army man. My mother is an ex-teacher. So yeah, like we were not from even you cannot even say middle class. But yeah, whatever 5 rupees I had to have that time in school or 2 rupees, I used to just bet it, and make it 10 rupees. So like that, I used to.
Wow.
So very next day, out of passing my school, not passing, giving my board exams.
Not
started-
passing.
I passed.
Yeah.
But the day I gave my board exams, last exam.
Yeah, yeah.
And tomorrow I already was lined up for a sales promotional job, which a lot of people in my colony used to do it. So I knew I had an idea about it. I also want to do it. My exams are finishing that day. The very next day, I was on the road and Delhi heat, 45 degrees
My God,
outside.
I can imagine.
And that gave me, started with 100 rupees a day, then 200 rupees a day. Then I did various jobs like this. Anything and everything I could do for money, I did. Except for tattooing. I was DJing at a point of time,
Oh,
slowly,
wow. Okay.
by doing all these gigs. I knew few people who had, one of my uncle actually, he had the console and he used to rent it out to private parties. His DJ
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
had seen it few times where I was interested in everything alternate, subcultures.
Yeah.
So he said, "Oh, you know someone who can play?" I was like, "When is the gig?" And he said, tomorrow night." So I was like, "Just give me today and tomorrow."
That's smart. Did
So
you
I
know
was
how
like,
to
yeah.
play? Did you know how to
No,
play?
I have not even touched it. Like that time, I have not touched the console. So I just inserted 2 CDs, in the pitch, and I started to match the BPM first, and then start fading out was the easiest thing, which I already knew by seeing this guy. So then I started looping some small parts of the tracks, and it was good enough for a drunk 200 people party for them to dance. And that's how it started, and I started earning 500 rupees over there for every
Wow.
day.
Wow.
And I was just out of pure confidence and zero technical knowledge. I was just pulling off these things.
So you were
Because
doing
it does-
multiple kind of jobs
in Delhi.
at the same time?
Yeah, everything. Because it does not take much for Delhi crowd to make Delhi crowd dance.
Yeah.
Just put some hip hop music.
Some Bhangra, something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing, and I saw one of these expatriates sporting a very good tattoo on his arm. And there I was like, wow, this is fascinating. So I was fascinated by it. And India, I think there was only one guy in Goa who used to do it, a British guy. And there was a guy in Delhi who used to go back and forth to Goa and Delhi who used to do it. So
Okay.
I had no way of learning. and I had a little bit of money saved up. So I thought either I can get a tattoo done from this money, but that'll be just one tattoo, and I'll be finished with all my money. Or I can buy them and do unlimited number of tattoos on myself. This was the exact plan. I started it I bought the machine because I had no plans of becoming a tattoo artist. I just wanted to get this tattoo done. So I was like, it's so expensive. I'll buy the machine and do it.
Okay.
And I bought the machine. I did this one. Before this one, I tried it on my father.
Yeah.
My father is he's very courageous, very brave.
How did you convince him to get tattooed? I can't even think of asking my dad to. If I get tattooing him, I remember the first tattoo I got. I didn't even tell him that I had a tattoo for almost 6 months. Like one fine day he found out. So how did you convince him to get tattooed by you?
I did not convince my father. My father was always very supportive of whatever I was doing.
Wow.
And he saw that I'm dedicated towards, contributing to our home, because he was earning a 4-figure salary in early 2000s, which was nothing after retiring from army. So, so he knew that I'm hustling hard. So I want to try this, and I don't know where to. And that time, nowadays, technology has advanced so much that you have practice pads, silicone pads, or not exactly feel like, but at least you can try your hands on it.
Correct.
That time was like that. So
it was only real skin that you could tattoo in, is it? Before, like, if you wanted to tattoo, the only option was to tattoo on someone else before, or that was the only option? Okay.
At least not in India.
Okay.
18 years ago, there was no practice skin, no silicone skin to buy a tattoo.
Wow.
So my father said, "You can do it on me." He just offered it. I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Just do anything. I don't care. I'm doing it because so that you can learn." So I made a big demon on his arm with a single. And because I used to draw spells and all these things, that's why the name DJ Devil.
Oh, okay.
Devil became Devil. So so I did that on his arm, and I was more scared than him to do the tattoo.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he's one of those soldiers who go to the front line, not the ones who sit in the office.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So for him, this is nothing.
Yeah, for him, this was nothing. He's still fitter than me. He's almost touching 70 now, and every day wakes up early and goes to the market in heat or whatever, or rain, whatever. He'll go walking 4-5 kilometers and get it. Till the time I will, say that, okay, I'll just take a shower, start the car. He's like, no, I'll just do it. So he's still like that.
Wow. They're pretty disciplined, isn't it? Army men, that people in defense they lead a pretty disciplined life, even after the service. And
yeah. Since childhood, he was like that, because he lost his mother when he was 4-5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So he had to do everything from cooking. He had to learn cooking, washing, cleaning on his own. So that's why also he's very disciplined. So that's how I did my first tattoo, and then it was time to do a tattoo on myself, which I always wanted. So I did that. Then my friends saw it, and they wanted it. Even if they did not want it, I wanted them to get it because I wanted to try it. So anyone or everyone, if it would have been this would have been my earlier days of tattooing, and I'm talking to you, I will just ask you to get a tattoo from me.
We'd be ready for it.
For free?
Yeah, for free.
Oh.
No one would pay.
Because you want to hone your skill that time. You want to become better at what you're doing.
Yeah, it was not even that. I just wanted to do it anyhow. I was not even thinking about honing my skill. I already thought I'm good enough to tattoo because I could draw, which I was not.
Okay.
But sometimes when you see a race car, you think that you can drive it.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll do it. I was not so good, but I was not so bad also. And slowly I started tattooing people for free, and I started running out of my equipments, and I started becoming a little better. So then their friends saw their tattoos and they wanted it. So I started charging them a little bit just to cover the expense of the equipment. Because before that, I was actually paying from my own pocket to get free tattoos.
Yeah. And ink is expensive, and the machines are expensive.
Much more expensive than it is right now. It was much more expensive than that.
Wow.
Because now there are tattoo equipment suppliers in India, and you
Correct.
can easily import also.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very easy now. The world has become smaller. But
Correct.
that time it was like difficult to get. You'll search. That time there was no Google in 2003.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
just
yeah.
Google. And on Yahoo search, you used to get some eBay links, and they will send something from Australia. And most of the times, it used to get lost because when it comes to India, it comes to the Indian post office. So I used to go to ITO, where the main post office is, and
Yeah.
2 or 3 times they lost my packet. One time, this guy asked me, the post headmaster or whatever custom officer, and he's like, "What are these things? Why are you tattooing? This is not a good profession. Why are
Oh.
you in?"
I just don't understand. Like,
Here's my packet. Don't give me this lecture.
it's so a typical Indian to find out what you're doing and why are you doing it.
Yeah.
It's not in our kind of culture
Then
and
I
all
went
this.
for my, yeah, then I went for to register my court marriage in the court. The SDM or whoever registrar who does
Yeah.
sign on marriage, the ultimate authority. His name was E. Raja Babu. It's still on my. He's some guy from South, E. Raja Babu. And first thing he asked me was, "I don't like your tattoos." First thing, "I don't like your tattoos."
Oh my God.
My God.
I was like, "Yeah, but I'm here."
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm here to get married.
So, his assistants and his peons and all were standing behind him. He's like, "Don't talk back to him." I was like, "No." And my parents were also there to sign it and all.
Yeah.
So, like, we cannot, just say it does not. I mean, he can say it, but don't lecture me on that.
Yeah.
If you don't, yeah, perfect. Don't like it, but don't tell me or how much do you hate it? Why did I get it?
Yeah.
It's not a question here. You just sign my marriage, and he was like, "I can stop your marriage right now." And
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
"Do it."
God.
Really?
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, "Okay, do it. Show me, do it. Just write it that you're not signing on." Then my
Wow.
parents told him that happened, and then he finally signed because, of course, his job was also in danger. Maybe not
Yeah.
in India
Yeah,
because at
yeah,
that
yeah.
time it was to record. But yeah, this kind of discrimination or bias
Correct.
people are.
Correct.
So, so where was I just went all over.
No, that's
No,
okay.
that's
How
okay.
did you become so good at it
Yeah.
after getting into tattooing?
To become good at it in anything is just by repetition. There is no other.
Correct.
If
So
you-
hours and hours of
Yeah.
crafting your
If
skill.
you want to run a marathon, then there is no second way other than running every day. If you
Absolutely.
want to be good at painting, there's no other way. You can watch thousands of tutorials on YouTube. You will not become good till the time you actually pick up the brush and start doing it every day, and it will take
Yeah.
thousands of hours to do that.
So
So
true.
it's nothing but I can say that I had the first movers advantage in the industry, and
Yeah.
almost no one. Samir was tattooing Samir, but I did
Samir
not know him that.
Patange. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Crayon
he started,
tattoos, isn't it?
yeah, he started in 2000. I think he started his apprenticeship in 99, 98, something like that. And
Wow.
2000 he started. So he was one of the guys who started before me. That's the only one I knew.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
So you
when I was-
underwent no training as such, nothing, right?
Absolutely. Samir I came to know through Orkut, 2006 7.
Okay.
Okay. Or good.
Before
So I
Facebook.
did not know that he existed. I used to message him, "Sir, your work is very good."
Okay. And now you both of you are co-founders of the Heartwork Tattoo Festival.
Now we are good friends. He's one of my very good friends in the industry.
That's crazy.
We founded
Wow.
this Heartwork Tattoo Festival together.
Wow.
He did a convention before that, Tattoo Republic in Pune.
Tattoo Republic, yes.
In NS7 Weekender in
Yeah,
2012. In Pune. He did a convention along with it. It was a very good convention, first convention of India actually,
Wow.
which he organized. And but due to some differences between the company and him, NH7 and him,
Yeah.
it did not continue.
Okay.
Then we spoke in 2014. Let's do something together. And in 15, we did the first Heartwork Tattoo Festival.
Yeah. Was one scheduled for last year as well? Did it happen last year before COVID?
No,
Or
it did not. Because of COVID, it did not happen.
It didn't
was
happen.
The year before that,
2019 was big. Yeah.
17, 19. So 5 years we did it. And last year was COVID. And this year also, I think we
COVID.
won't be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah.
I don't think the whole country will be vaccinated. And people will still have the fear of
Nah.
big crowds.
Yeah. Yeah. But so you didn't have any mentors at all? Like, is
No,
mentorship a kind of a thing today in the tattoo industry?
nothing. Like I did not have a mentor for sketching or for DJing. This also.
Wow.
The
Wow.
only way I think is that someone must have invented this whole tattoo machine, inks, needles from zero, built it up,
Yeah.
and then they must have done it. And here I am with everything in front of me. I have to just buy it and start doing it, figure it out how to do it. So that was my motivation. Right, I will be able to do it. This is all I thought because I had to just figure out how to put the needle and how much you have to insert, and you do few hit and trials, and you come to know that the ink is not coming out fine.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
all 2003. There was no YouTube also, no tutorials
Wow.
where I can see. Internet was not what it is right now. If you
Yeah.
remember,
Now, yeah, I can imagine.
But
So
such
no
a hustler
tutorials.
mentality, even from his side, to not get a tattoo and buy a tattoo machine instead. And the way you thought then,
Yeah,
it's
really.
crazy.
It was like your mentality was pretty much your kind of stepping stone to who you are right now, because all the moves led you to what you are today, isn't it?
All thanks to that we had no money.
In a way,
Because
correct. Out of, yeah, correct. Situations can make you work in a different way.
way back while we were on a walk, and I was like, I'm so thankful that I had these difficult days and absolutely no money, which made me hustle harder. And from day one out of
Yeah.
school, I was everything, even wiped floors at McDonald's,
Yeah, yeah.
cleaned corridors. So
Wow.
everything I
Wow.
did.
So,
So yeah, I'm
I
very
think that's
thankful.
really cool in a way, because there's typically, like, now the respect of every job. Like, if you see a laborer, you have to respect him. If you see a McDonald's thing, you have to respect them, because in India
Yeah,
sometimes I feel these menial jobs do not have that kind of respect. Okay, if
yeah,
he's a carpenter, he's just a carpenter. But
yeah,
since you have done all this, you treat everyone equally, and everything is pretty much work, isn't it?
yeah. So if I was telling my wife that if I'll have a chance to be born in a rich, super rich family, I will not do that. I will still be, still do the exact same thing which I was born and face all the same
Wow.
hardship I had to. Because you've never seen a, great inspiring story from a son of a billionaire.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And see, I'm looking for so many new forward, in the coming future. I'm looking for so many new things in my life because everything that I've had till now is the result of everything that I've earned and all the hard work and all the smart work that I've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I would just had that handed on to me on a plate, then I don't think I would value it that. If my
Yeah.
father just gave me a Porsche,
Yeah. Yeah.
then I will just use it and give it just like any other car for me.
Yeah.
Or if I had a good house also, we used to live in one room apartment, 10 by 10 feet, with kitchen inside that, 4 people. So
Oh.
so now I enjoy the houses. I built 4 or 5 houses and
Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And
Respect.
Respect the hustle.
yeah. So
Fantastic. That's awesome.
yeah, I mean I have a lot of small emotional stories which I don't want to get into. But
No, it's absolutely fine. People need to relate to the struggles and,
Yeah. Even we are from very middle class families, so we know what you mean it is to be successful after working hard over a period of years. It's we can definitely relate to what you mean, because we are pretty much from the same background.
and we have worked in these small restaurants
Yeah.
and clean toilets as well. So
Because we went to study masters abroad, and we have done all that, things that normal people hear, yeah,
but
even
you could afford to go abroad.
yeah,
that's luckily my father saved up towards that, and that's something that we worked towards. So that's very grateful that he could afford that and gave us a little bit
Yeah.
of exposure.
My father retired from army and he was one of the soldiers, as I taught you, one of the first in the line, not anything above. So when he retired, he could only get small jobs, and he used to work in at few places where I used to, and he used to do overtime a lot. Where he used to work for, we did not used to see him for 3 days. He will just be at his work,
Wow.
take a shower there and do so 3 days overtime to earn some extra money also. And I I had a cycle. It was not actually my cycle. It was my sister's bicycle, lady's cycle.
That lady bird with the basket and all that.
And I put this tiffin on that and used to travel for. I was small that time, like 12 years old, maybe in class 7 or something, or 6. And I used to travel 5, 6, 7 kilometers just to see him and give him his lunch. And I used to see this big houses because where I was living was, like one of the unauthorized kind of colonies in Delhi. I
Okay,
used to see
okay.
these colonies and big houses, and I used to see those kids playing with super cool toys and all.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't feel that way. So I used to think like, wow, this is somewhere I want to live, and I want to have all these things. So I just remember my first memory was like this, this is also something because I had not seen something like that, so it was fascinating for me because I was just 10, 11, 12-year-old guy
Yeah.
living in the same place for so many years. And coincidentally, this is one of the poshest colonies in Delhi where my father used to work. And I bought one of the houses in the same
Wow.
street.
It's so nice to hear. Yeah. So nice.
And 2 years, it's been 2 years. I did not live in that house. It's empty, vacant. My wife
Oh, okay.
also we built on our own, and I just bought a house there because I
Yeah.
wanted to do that. I always had this dream in mind that I will have a house here one day.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
like Hindi movies, but it actually happened.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Everyone, like all of us, have these small dreams that they want to, have one that car one day in my life.
I had no use of that house. It's near my studio in GK1, and GK1 is one of the
Gida Kailash. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and it's right opposite my studio, like 5 minutes walking. And I bought this house, but I never lived in it. But I just remember that my father used to work somewhere here.
Wow. Wow.
Small work he was doing.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I
Fantastic.
mean, something like a lot of things like this, I just did for the sake of it, and there was no actual reason. But this house was one of the biggest things that I'll just buy a house here one day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Why, a lot of countries have a tattoo culture. Like, India has its own tattoo culture, like deep rooted, tribes have tattoos. Japan, the Maori tattoos, South American. For many years, I didn't know this, but my great grandmom had tattoos. She had like this thing, and I didn't know like she had one until I got mine, and I came to know. And my grandmom told me, my mother had a tattoo. So, what are you worried about? Because I was so scared to, show it to people and all that. And I came to know that these people who have tattoos, it is a small design, like a parrot or, like a small kind of a bird or something. They, they were allowed to cook in rituals and, funerals and marriages only if they were tattooed. So it was
So
that deep in the culture. I'm talking about in Tamil Nadu, about probably 100 years ago. But my question to you is, when things were so deep rooted in our culture, where did tattoo become a taboo? It's like, at what stage did people start thinking, oh, no, don't get a tattoo. You won't get a corporate job. You won't get that. You won't get this. When did it become a negative thing in the society?
see, I think even my grandfather had a big tattoo on his thigh. His thigh had a big Krishna portrait.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that time it was there, but I think as our parents and their generation started to become busy with studies and work, because before that there was not really, they were born pre-independence, great
Yeah.
great grandfather
Yeah.
and grandfathers. So that time everything, I think I have no idea about that time, but the generation of our parents, I think they were more forced, or at least towards studying and towards getting a
Yeah.
government job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think everything like tattoos and all these old traditions fizzled out somewhere. And also, if I see from a technical point of view, it was not very sterile and hygiene, and people must have come to know about, like this guy is just tattooing from the same needle to everybody, whereas go to a hospital, the doctor changes the syringe. I think that much of awareness these people might have got.
How
And
big is
that,
of a problem even now? By how big is that problem now in India? Are people becoming more kind of like aware and they're maintaining good practices? Like I know your devil status is outstanding, but the smaller kind of people who are coming up, is there a sense of awareness that they have to maintain good kind of quality in their work?
see, the smaller kind of studios, I cannot say for everyone, but there are some studios which my students have seen. Say there are places in Delhi like Palika Bazaar.
Hmm.
Yeah, they like cheap tattoos.
Correct, correct.
Some
Yeah.
do for 5,000 rupees, they'll do it for 500 rupees. But and they will show you a new needle. They'll show you a new needle. They will put the new needle. Actually, they'll do it with a new needle. But apart from the needle, everything else stays the same.
Oh my
Most of
God.
them are not wearing gloves. Now the needle is there. The needle goes into inside a tube
Correct.
in which the blood and ink accumulates.
Yeah.
The tube remains the same. Yeah, definitely the tube remains the same.
Wow.
But the client just knows you want to just see a new needle, but he has put everything same from the previous line. Put the needle in the same tube which he has used for many tattoos before. Not even sterilize the tube. You can see, go and see because these guys check, and they don't have autoclaves to sterilize their metal tubes. So they are not definitely disinfecting or autoclaving or sterilizing this
Yeah.
tube. But the client can see the new needle, so they become, they think like everything is going fine. So the needle is definitely new, but everything, even the ink cap in which they pour the black ink
Yeah. Yeah.
and dip the needle in, is the same because a little bit of ink is left in that, they'll pour it again in that. And there's when you poke someone with that needle, there's blood on that needle, which also gets transferred to that ink cap.
Oh my God.
So a lot of people are doing that. One of my students went to this Palika Bazaar area and he said that the artist, so-called artist, had put there was a sofa, a Raxine leatherette kind of sofa, fake leather, and he'd taken out Vaseline like this, scoop, and put it on the side of the handrest of the sofa,
Just
and
to.
that and it was still going on for 2 or 3 clients. The same Vaseline he was doing it.
Oh my God.
So many things are there, and because there is no authority to regulate this business in India, people are just doing whatever they want. And on the other side, people are just looking for cheap tattoos. A lot of people, they're not looking for the art, and they're not looking for what the artists are using.
Correct.
What are the hygiene standards that they're following? And they should ask. Basically, it's very easy to fool a client. No?
Yeah.
Anyone can say anything, and
Yeah.
you will believe it. So
Yeah.
I think the client should do their research that what all things should they be looking for before going for it.
Yeah.
What all things should be disposable and changed. That's a little bit of research towards the client. I think they should start doing it so that these kind of tattoo artists, they stop existing, and at least they level up their game a little bit and start
Yeah.
taking proper measures.
So you think because of all these kind of like mishaps that happen, like people getting infected because of certain studios not doing certain
Yeah.
things, and over a period of time, this has led to kind of a bad kind of press for tattoos in the country? Do you think is that because we just discussed great grandmom having tattoos to now again it's coming back? I'm sure there's a big jump in number of people getting
Yeah,
tattoos, but
because now most of the studios are taking good care of the hygiene. So that's why also people are getting more and more, they can put their trust in those studios and they are inclined towards getting a tattoo. And also now, see, in our parents' time, there was no disposable income also to go and get a tattoo. They were
Fair
not
enough.
into they
Yeah.
were not into stuff.
Yeah, they want to save money.
They were all about saving for us.
Yeah,
So that is another big factor.
fair enough.
And I cannot think of anything else. And of course, the pain, they might be scared of the pain. So
Yeah.
it's not something that they really need to survive. So that's
Yeah.
why it's somehow fizzled out from the tradition. But before, when people were really almost tribal or super traditional, then these things used to exist.
Yeah.
Piercing still stayed though.
Yeah. You have tattooed a lot of celebrity art, like celebrities, like so many, like I've seen Tapsi Pannu, like so many other celebrity artists. Who do you have a favorite, like with whom you have interacted, and do you have a favorite, or do you have a favorite kind of tattoo you have
All of them,
done?
are very good. All of them are very kind. Whoever they don't act like celebrities at all when they come to the studio.
Yeah.
They pay the full price. We ask for the full price. We don't even mention.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not. Yeah. And yeah, we treat them like regular customers. And most of the times, we don't even know they are celebrities. Like these cricketers, when they walk in, Shikhar Dhawan, one time Ishant Sharma.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Or know what are they, who are they, and the receptionist also was like, yes, you have an appointment. And clients love the cricketers because most of us in the studio don't watch cricket, so
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
time. So yeah, we treat them normally, and they're also like nice and as calm and cool as they can be. So I don't have any favorite, but yeah, one stand-up comedian Jiveshu, he's whenever he's in the studio, there's a laugh riot in the studio.
Okay, that's nice.
He stays in Gurgaon, so he's a good friend and one of the good stand-up comics of the country. So yeah, he's a funny one.
Fantastic.
But all of them, no
all of them are
favorites.
same, pretty much.
Yeah, no. What do you call that? Celebrity tantrums and all. I've never seen it. Umesh Yadav is one of the most down-to-earth guys you will see.
Oh, really?
Cricketer. So,
Have you done anything on Virat Kohli at all yet? Have you?
No.
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Sameer's studio in Bombay, not in Bombay, the one in Bangalore, Crayons.
Yeah, crayons.
They
Yeah.
did this is blue armband.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I got an inquiry from Virat Kohli's assistant long back for laser removal, but that time we were not doing removals. He has a tribal on his right forearm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now
Now you're doing
we're
laser
not-
removals as well? Are you into removals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we need to get the news to him that
Yeah.
You're completing the whole circle.
yeah.
Yeah. So another question I wanted to ask you is like, many of our friends have tattoos, and it's like they, after a few years, they're like, oh, why did I get my girlfriend's name? Why did I get that? There's so much regret because it is permanently there. So to our viewers, what would you say, in your opinion, is the best way to choose a design before a person gets tattooed?
The only thing I tell them is that it should mean something to you. Don't get a random design on the walls of the tattoo studio that I like this design.
Yeah.
It does not mean anything to you. When you will become more mature and you'll start thinking and not just cool, then you will know that we have made a mistake and wow, what is this? What does this even mean?
Yeah.
So it's something which you have a meaning behind, and it can be anything related to your faith, your family, or loved ones. Even if your ex's name, still a better decision than getting anything random.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A motorcycle with a skull, if you don't ride, there is no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the tattoos can be covered up. Ex's names can be covered up. So that's not
Yeah.
wizard now. So
Yeah.
that is not. But at that moment, whatever you're feeling like, you should have a strong feeling about that thing, what you're getting, and get it. Because throughout the life, if we keep on waiting for the right moment, our mindset keeps on changing every few years or every.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're be able to decide on something. Right now, you're in college, then you are in your, professional life, then you are a little spiritual, then your family. So, you will never have a stagnant point where you will be, this is what I want.
This is what I want.
So, the tattoos will reflect your phases of life when you got this done and the memories attached to it. So, whatever feels right at that moment, get that done, but put some thought behind it. Very simple.
Is that how you get your tattoos as well, or do you just trust the tattoo artist? If you like someone a lot, you just tell them do whatever you want.
Yeah, most of my tattoos are purely for aesthetics.
Okay.
Apart from this one, chasing dreams, everything around it might be flipped mirrored. So it's chasing dreams. When I was actually starting my journey in tattooing, so
Wow.
chasing dreams, and everything else on this arm is by Paul Booth. So I just tell them,
wow. I've seen that too. I've seen you hang out with Paul Booth a lot. So he's like one of the greatest tattoo artists in the world, right? So how did you form this friendship with him?
I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I tried 3 months at least in a year. I try to stay in Europe or Australia,
Okay.
wherever. Most I go to Europe. Sometimes 6 months when I did not have a child. That time we used to even
Yeah,
travel
you had
twice.
time.
Yeah, and now he's going on in class first, so that's sad for me. That's my travel will cut down a lot. Even
Yeah, a lot of
last
responsibilities.
year also he was in nursery, and also we used to just not send him to school and take him to. We went to Australia just before the lockdown.
Oh, which part? Because we studied in Australia, and I pretty much live in Melbourne.
We we live in Melbourne as
So,
well.
do you know Chris Showstopper, the tattoo artist Chris Showstopper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I follow these guys on Instagram and Jackson Booth and.
I was working in Australia in Thornbury. There's a studio called Oculus. I was working there.
Oh,
And,
really?
in Prahan,
Pran, yeah. Next to South Yara. Yeah.
Empirings, I was working there. So my wife's family lives over there. Basically, all her family lives over there in South Bank.
Oh, South Bank, the
Okay.
city, next to the city itself. Yeah.
10 minutes walk from the city, one of the best places to live in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Because you are right outside the Shrine of Remembrance, which is all green. And,
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
you just walk 10 minutes and you are in the city, Swansea
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Do you like it? Do you
So-
like Melbourne?
Oh, I love it. This is one of my favorite cities. That and Basel.
In Germany?
In Switzerland, Basel.
Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland. Yeah.
So you have, if you want cheap milk, bread and all,
Yeah.
go try to France. And if you want meats and all, which I don't eat, but any other things, you go to Germany, which is 10 minutes drive from there. So,
Oh, wow.
and also the street in that city, and one of the studios I work in there, Heaven of Colors.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. Like one of the best places to live. If I had a choice, Switzerland does not give citizenship like that to people.
Yeah. You should probably apply for a PR in Melbourne and Australia and then like probably do 3-4 months here and there, just try.
Yeah, let this pandemic get over and the fear of Indian virus among the people in the world.
Yeah. Fair enough.
No, I don't think they'll be letting Indians in anytime soon. no?
Yeah, it's yeah.
They're
it's
like
very
so strict
difficult.
about it.
So you were there last year, this time, like last year, Jan, you were there in Australia?
Then December, January, February. December, we finished Heartwork. 5th of December was, I think, 6th of December was the last date of Heartwork. After 10 days, 15th December, I flew to Australia. And I just came back in February end, I guess, and March was a lockdown. So,
Oh, wow. Wow.
with
I wish I
that-
could have, if I'd like followed you closely that time, I could have come and got a tattoo, from you in Australia itself. My God. Yeah, I missed it.
the opportunities.
Yeah.
And sorry, I forgot the topic, but we were talking about.
How to choose a good design and
That was, I think, how to choose a good design.
No, that's okay. We can just move on.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
just no problem.
But looks like he knows Melbourne in and out,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
it's very nice to know that.
Been many times, right? Many times. I went to Melbourne first in 2007.
Wow.
I was not even married that time. My girlfriend, who is my wife now, she was studying there. I got this portrait of her.
Oh, wow.
wow.
I did not tell her. I was in Singapore and I told her that I'm going back to India. And I took a flight to Melbourne. And
You surprised her with this?
yeah. And I rang the doorbell of her house and she opened it like, I was supposed to be doing that. And then I told her this story
Oh my
Ah.
God.
long back. 2007 or 8, I think, talking about. So
Oh, wow.
since that time, almost every couple of years we go there. Sometimes
Wow.
we don't even. Gold Coast is one of the good places that I
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you think Australia has a really good tattoo scene as well, like in the world? Like,
After USA, I think USA and Europe they're good, but Australia also. Australia is hardcore. Old school.
yeah, it's crazy. Like even last year when we tried, like because Melbourne was shut for 3-4 months, we tried to get appointments with tattoo artists. They're completely booked out 6 months straight. They're completely booked out. There's no appointments at all. It's crazy
Yeah.
how it is like picking up, and I didn't know it was so kind of into it. Yeah.
No, you were talking about Paul Booth. So how did I?
Yeah, Paul Booth. Yeah.
Yeah, so Paul Booth, because I was talking about traveling, because I travel a lot and try to stay out of India as much as I can. For obvious reasons.
Completely understand.
On Instagram.
Completely
Then
understand.
I was in USA in 2012, 13, something like this. 8-9 years ago. And I was in few studios guest spotting, and I wrote to Paul Booth randomly that, hey man, I would like to come visit you, and if you have an open chair, empty chair for me, I would like to do a guest spot for a week. So by the time, I wrote him before my trip, I guess, and by the time I was about to end my trip, I got a reply from him after 1 or 2 months. Yeah, man, your work is cool, because he was looking for a guy who can do colored realism, and that time was the time I was starting colored realism, and I had done my portrait and few others. So he saw, he's like, yeah, you can come over. So I went to his studio and did a guest spot, and he's super chill. It's not exactly like what he looks.
Yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
in the wrong way, then he's like that. But otherwise, he's like one of the most calm, composed thinker what I've seen. So then he invited us to his house. We went to his house a couple of times, and just normal smoking up and chit chatting.
Yeah.
And from there, 2013 it was, I guess, and 15 I was doing this convention, so I was like, we need a big name for the convention. So I called Paul, like, Paul, I need your help. You need to come to this convention. He's like, yeah, man, cool, I'll come. I've never been to India. That's how he came. He stayed for a month. He's worked in my studio. Yeah, worked in the studio, and he had a lot of clientele which he could not tattoo at the convention. So he worked at my studio after the convention. There was a lot of pieces from him. Then again 2019 he came back after 4 years. He's like, I will not come every year, but I'll give the scene 4 years and I'll see how it evolved over 4 years. And then he came this last time, 2019, and he was super happy, like the work that he saw from 4 years before. Because when you have to showcase your work on an international platform as an artist, you of course work hard. And the first time and second time, people got the experience. So everyone, I will not say alone due to the convention, but when a lot of people are watching you, you have the pressure to do something extraordinary. Or either you completely go shoot to the top, or you go down when people are watching.
Yeah. Such a big stage. Yeah.
So a lot of people became so much better over the years, and Paul was very happy. And again, this time he stayed for, I think, at least 15, 20 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, he's as cool guy as one does not expect him to be.
Yeah, he looks a little intimidating, but I think, like you said, his work is fantastic.
He was smoking up something with his vape pipe, and I was like, what is this? But I was like, Paul, you're vaping? I don't expect, because he used to smoke straight hash.
Yeah.
And he's like, this oil.
Yeah.
I tried it 2 or 3 times, and I was just sitting on the studio floor for half an hour. And he was just like going on and on. I was like, how did you get it? I was like, in the airplane. He's like, didn't this stop you? He's like,
wow, that's crazy. You should have told him, like, Himalayas is so close for us, we get really good hashish. Like, you don't have to get all these things.
That you get in USA is something else.
Oh, in the US, okay.
It's like the vape liquid.
Yeah.
But this oil, and it does its job very well. So
we completely feel you. We know what you mean.
So he's crazy like that. So he just had 3 vials of it. Like, I just got it in my luggage. I was like, they stop you. They don't know what is this. It's just like a vape. But yeah, he's cool like that, and he's crazy like that.
That's crazy.
It's awesome.
Paul Booth's studio was so dark when we were there.
Sorry?
Paul Booth's studio is so dark in real life.
Is it like more into rock, like a lot of rock involved? Why is a tattoo always associated with like a dark kind of like rock and dark kind of a thing? Is it very related to the 70s, 80s? What is the background regarding that?
Paul Booth is a metalhead himself. He had tattooed Slayers, Kerry King's head and Undertaker. These guys from Pantera.
Undertaker?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he has done. And Phil Anselmo from Pantera. I think that time I've also. So he was into this subculture, which when it was evolving this time, and he was into this music. That's why these guys knew him, because he used to listen to metal. And then he was known in the circuit because of his dark arts. And of course, in most of the guys who are doing death metal, they don't worship Jesus.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Paul Booth was also anti-establishment kind of
Yeah,
at that time. So, and he was original. Most importantly, he used to draw
exactly.
just what he used to draw. He will not draw anything but you will give him.
Yeah. He's a freehand. So you go to him, he will do his own thing, right? Freehand.
Freehand.
Wow.
Everything that you see on his portfolio, he just draws with some pen. Not even the final thing. Few lines you will see with the red pen, and you will not know
Wow.
what is going on his skin. You can give him an idea that I want a skull or a face or a woman face with some tentacles, but everything else depends on him. So he was
Wow.
crazy like that, and these guys were also experimental in USA. In India, people want to see a temporary tattoo and keep it for 5 days before getting it permanent. But that's why we are not progressing. But not in USA.
So one of those boomer stickers that you
Boomer
get.
and that we should.
People come to the studio. Do you have something which can stay for 1 week or 1 month, and we'll stay? And if I'm sure, like no, you don't deserve it. You don't need
You don't deserve it.
Yeah, I tell them like, don't get it done if you're so confused. It's not for you. It's not for everyone. So yeah, so Paul Booth. That's why he was into this circuit, and he was also an atheist.
Yeah.
I'm also an atheist, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I did not give my son a last name so that he is not judged by his.
Okay.
religion. Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
Interesting.
not just to say I'm an atheist.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, so Paul Booth's studio, I was telling you, it is so dark that I was tattooing a client. The focus is on the tattoo. You cannot even see the inks. Where are the inks? So you have to literally struggle. Oh, this is the dark black or this is the gray and all. And then I was tattooing, and Paul was standing right here, 3 feet from me, and I did not know. And when I looked up, and it was just dark. And then he spoke. I okay, it's how much time. Yeah. That's why he's standing there. So he's like, literally, you are
Like, who is that?
with just a small light on top of that. But that's what his vibe is. And you have small red LED lights with some sculptures he has done on the walls. So just to show the silhouettes of them, but super cool. He had a movie theater inside his studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the earlier one that I went, but that studio is not there anymore. It was on the 33rd Street, I think, very near to Hell's. And there was a movie theater. They used to play 40s, 50s, 60s horror all the time, black and white horror flicks. Yeah, all the time. And he
Sounds
has got
like quite an experience.
Yeah, quite an experience of being there.
yeah, and there was a movie theater and there was a stage for bands to perform on whatever anniversaries or parties they used to have.
I'm sure those parties are crazy parties.
I've seen some crazy stuff over there.
Wow.
And so there's a stage with people, there's a DJ booth, there is a actual movie theater with 40, 50 seats. And it was a crazy, and then his dungeon was there where he used to tattoo. There was 3 screens like that.
My
like
God.
we are in some Saw kind of movie where he's the master and watching everyone. So his studio is one of the best studios I've ever seen. I mean, in terms of it's different. It's all original and it's all him.
Fantastic. That's so cool. Like,
It's crazy how much they think about giving
it's another level, right?
an experience to people, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Lokesh bhai, one more thing that is like personal to me is I enjoy watching a lot of like Miami Ink, LA Ink, all these shows where, people get tattooed and they show the whole setup of how, people are tattooing, others and stuff like that. Is there anything like that going to be coming in India? Like anything like Delhi Ink coming soon? A show for people to watch?
It'll be pretty cool.
It will be cool, but the thing is, these companies, whoever produces these shows, no one wants to produce. They want us to produce the whole one season, 13 episodes with profession, and one episode costs up to, if you do in a professional setting with all the like how these guys do it, these shows cost 25-30 lakhs for one episode.
Wow.
And they want to make 13 episodes, which will cost us 3-4 crore rupees.
Yeah.
And if they find it good enough, then they will buy the rights. Otherwise, it's just a wastage of, it's just a 20-hour footage for you. And for
Yeah.
3-4 crore.
Wow.
So anyone I have spoken to, they always no channel, no Netflix, no one wants to invest. They want us to bring the ready for them, and if they like it, then they'll put it on their channel. So I don't see that.
Yeah.
That's where the money and the corporate thing comes in.
Yeah.
The creative.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm very sure it will do very well. And more importantly, it will bring so much of awareness about tattooing to public.
Correct.
I was telling you, it's not just the needle, it's so many other things. So people will know all these things, that tattoos don't cause cancer or AIDS or hepatitis.
Yeah. Exactly.
As people going to a clinic and getting a shot, if
Exactly.
proper hygiene and everything is administered. So
Yeah.
most of the studios are doing that. No one wants a bad reputation for themselves. But sadly, most of the things run on money, and all these kind of shows they're not as creative as guided by the corporate
Yeah.
people.
Not like the big bosses that come on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah. All that drama
Yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there has to be some fight in reality shows.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not reality. So,
Yeah.
My God.
oh yeah, someone came to us and they said we will do this show. There was a producer. He came 4 or 5 years ago, and you'll have to fight like this. And literally said, me and my team were sitting with him like, sorry, we cannot do that. He's like, no, we have to come off it to show this emotion and drama. I'm like, sorry. So we rejected one of these shows also.
My
Because
God.
we cannot anything apart from ourselves. We are
Yeah.
not TV actors who will do this.
Yeah.
Reality TV is not reality, actually.
Yeah.
That's so true. My God.
Lokesh, bhai, one more question we have is like, what are some of the do's and don'ts people need to follow once they get a tattoo? Because, like, once people get a tattoo and they go home, they don't know whether they should apply water to it, whether they should apply Vaseline, whether they should cover it with a plastic film. Like, what are some of the do's and don'ts like they should follow?
Okay, so when you get a tattoo done, it's like a wound. It's like you got a scratch on your skin, right? Because it's bleeding and all. So it's a very artistic wound, although it's a wound.
Yeah.
So when you go home, you don't let it bleed. Like if you get a scratch somewhere, what do? Don't you put water on it for 1 month? No, it will start stinking and it will get infected if you don't clean it.
Yeah.
The first thing you do after 2 or 3 hours is take soap in your hand, make lather, all the foam, rub it on the tattoo nicely. Clean it with running water, preferably drinking water, because water on the taps here are not so clean.
Correct.
It's not so clean. So, first 3 days you only use drinking water on it, and every morning and evening you wash it with soap and water, so that the scab which forms on it does not become this thick by just oozing out and drying up there. If you keep on washing it, just a little bit of plasma which is moist right now, it will all wash off. So the scab will not be. When the scab is not thick, there's no chance of it pulling off suddenly with your clothes or something. Otherwise, you will lose color from that area if the scab peels prematurely. So that's one very important thing. Keep on washing it first 3 days, twice a day or thrice a day, at least twice.
Okay.
And after cleaning it, washing it, there is either you can apply Dermalize. It's a protective film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from Italy. Either you can do that. It's like a plastic sheet, but it has micro pores in it, so it's breathable.
Okay.
So you can either do that so that the tattoo does not stick to your clothes while you sleep or to the bed sheet, because then once it will be stuck, you'll have difficult time removing it, and then again.
Yeah.
The first 3 days you have to keep it covered with something. Not all the time. When you wash it, of course, you'll open it. If you're indoors, let it be open for half an hour or 1 hour. Let it air out a little bit. Then again, either you could Dermalize. If you don't have that, then we provide something called an underpad to the clients, which is like thick absorbent sheets which you put under babies.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. Correct.
So yeah, you can take that from the chemist shop because it soaks up very nicely the blood and the plasma.
Yeah.
So before applying that, you cannot directly apply that because again it will stick to your tattoo if you sleep over it. So you can apply T-Bac or Neosporin or Sopramycin kind of ointments, antiseptic ointments on the tattoo layer, then apply that sheet so it does not stick. Take it off, wash the tattoo with soap and water when you get up in the morning and in the evening again. So morning, evening, you have to do this every 12 hours, change the sheet first 3 days. After 3 days, your tattoo is almost dried up.
Yeah.
It's that wound anymore. The scab has started to form very thin layer. Then you're good to go. You can do almost everything except for gymming for the next 4 more days. You don't do it. So 1 week you avoid gymming, because if you put strain on that part, the it might ooze out. Suddenly, the small thing might pop and ooze out. So let it dry up and heal. Okay. So 1 week no gymming, and 3 days of washing and covering it up after putting the ointment.
Yeah.
And after 3 days, you can leave it open. You can take a normal shower every day. You have to rinse it every day, because still there is
Yeah.
some plasma.
Correct.
You should let water flow over it. Even running bath water is not a problem.
Okay.
But take a quick shower. Let water. It should get wet every day. It's a big misconception that tattoos you should not put water.
Yeah.
From day on, you have to wash it. Otherwise, it will become a wound and you get infected. So after the first 3 days, you clean it with drinking water and soap and apply ointment and cover it. After 3 days, it's dried up. Now, when you sleep, it won't get stuck to your bedsheet because it's almost dry. You take a normal shower every day. Quick shower, let water flow on it. It will get rinsed automatically once a day or twice a day.
Yeah.
Pat it dry. After 6-7 days, you will see that dry scab will start peeling off.
Correct.
Don't peel it off. If you peel it off to see what is underneath, then there will be nothing underneath.
Yeah. Don't do that.
So don't peel off the scab. Otherwise, your skin will be just pink from inside and no color.
Yeah.
But let it fall. Don't be impatient. Don't say that my tattoo is falling off. Don't panic.
Yeah.
You get a lot of work like that.
Yeah.
If you try to see it, what's underneath, then you will not get it. So let it go through its natural course.
Yeah.
And in 10-12 days, the whole thing will be peeled off slowly. Automatically, don't do it. Don't even take a small speck of it out of your skin. And I think maximum 2 weeks, your tattoo will be good. The color will not look as good in the first 2 weeks because the new skin, after the top layer of skin has peeled off, will be shiny. If you see it against the light like that, you will see like plastic
Correct.
white shine. And people think my tattoo is not looking so good because now there's a new skin which is shiny on top of your tattoo.
Yeah.
That will take another 30 days to rejuvenate. Our skin changes every 27 days.
Okay.
90% of the dust that you see in the house is our dead skin.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, 90%.
Wow. I thought it was the pollution in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Pollution also in India, I think it's 90% pollution, but abroad is
Yeah.
so you do. So 27 days it will take from there for that
To
new
get a fresh.
skin, which looks like plastic on top of your tattoo, to become normal, and then you'll see the real color of your tattoo.
Okay.
So that is the only thing that you have to do. Don't worry. And if you have any other queries, go back to your tattoo artist, and they will be able to help you. But don't panic. Most of the times, it turns out to be fine. If you have dogs and all, don't let them touch the tattoo. If you here, and if your dog is also sitting on the same sofa every day, and you go and sit like that on the same sofa, chances are small fur or other microorganisms or
Yeah.
organ the dog can get stuck to the tattoo.
Yeah.
It can lead to infections. So you have to be really careful that way. If your pets, don't let them come anywhere close to your tattoo. Don't let your friends touch your tattoo and say, "Wow, how is this?"
Yeah.
Common sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like the first one to get it in your gang, all our friends,
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
Can I touch it?
Tattoos.
Okay. Before we let you go, Bhai, we just want to get kind of an advice from you for all the young people out there trying to, pursue, the dreams that you have done, come from humble beginnings to establishing the best kind of tattoo studio in India, and also to the young people out there who are trying to be tattoo artists like you. What advice do you have for them? Where can they start? How can they find, inspiration, and how can they reach out to you?
First thing they should start if they want to be a tattoo artist is drawing and sketching. Because a lot of people, I get a lot of calls from Gujarat and Punjab that I'm depositing money in your account. I want to learn, how much do you charge for? Excuse me. Charge for
Bless you.
thank you for your tattoo course, and I ask them for the drawings first always, and they're like, drawing to kiya nahi. Like so, you make 50 sketches, out of which at least 20 should be portraits. 30 can be anything else, A4 size each. Make anything, a bottle or whatever you see, and send it to me. So this guy was like, yeah, okay, I'll send it to you. After 2 months again, when the lockdown opened last time, he was like, sir, अब आ जाऊँ सीखने के लिए. And I was like, no. Did you send me sketches? Sir, sketches नहीं किया. I was like, just do one thing, delete the number and don't call back here. So I just don't take anyone
Yeah.
if they're not
Serious about it. Yeah.
Just money alone cannot teach you tattoo. Just because you can afford to do the course.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
If money could buy you all these things, then richest people will be the best tattoo artists or sports car driver
Yeah. Yeah.
or anything, best athlete, because they can train from Usain Bolt. That does not mean they will become number one.
Correct.
It's all your hard work in the end.
Correct.
Money does not play a role here. So, like I learned on my own, you can also learn on your own, but it's a long way now, and the competition is growing. So I took 5 years to be okay. Now my students become okay in 4, 5, 6 months.
Wow.
Like the average tattoo artist. But people think that if they give me the money and do this course, they will start drawing exactly like me. That does not happen.
Yeah.
I did not pay any money to anyone to learn this. So it's not the money. It is that 10, 15, 20 years of everyday working, as I told you, repetition, muscle memory, which will get you. So in 1 year, you can only do that much. Yeah, if you're born with some, out of the world talent, it's a different thing. Which some people are, like they're very good in drawing. So if you're excellent in drawing in fine arts, if you've topped your fine arts, you can pick it up early. Correct. But still, I've seen those people also take a lot of time in adjusting to tattooing. Ultimately, it's just another form of drawing, right? So everything is here. If you can draw it on a sketch or do a sketch, then you can also probably learn to paint fast. It's just another technique. It's just another machinery. Like instead of brush, now you're using machine and different mediums. But all that, you'll only become good when you know the basics, which will only come from sketching. So I always tell them sketching is the number one thing if you want to be a tattoo artist. If you don't want to sketch, if you're lazy to sketch, don't even think of becoming a tattoo artist, because it is very easy to become a tattoo artist, but it is very difficult to become a good tattoo artist. So you would become a tattoo artist, you would be able to write names.
Yeah.
You will not to achieve whatever you're dreaming of right now to become one of the best. So that is my first and the most important advice. Sketch a lot. And when you're good at it, tattooing is just another form of technique, another form. Like an artist who can sketch, can paint, can probably easily learn how to make sculptures or draw wood fire art. So many other forms of art. But the main idea is here. So sketching is important, and consistency is important, because initially you will think that, oh, I'll do this 4 months course and I will become very good. But it does not happen. So you don't have to lose hope, and you have to keep on doing, hammering the same thing every day. And you will become better. If you keep doing something every day, you will become better, faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started running, I did not even used to run for 30 seconds on a go. Now I reach 10 minutes without stopping. So when people run for this guy, Kipchoge, 2 hours. He broke the
marathon.
Sub 2 hours marathon.
Yeah.
So he was not born with it. He did not start running as soon as he was born. It's every day's practice.
Yeah.
You don't sleep. So it's the same thing you have to do every day, and you have to put more hours than anyone else. Because if someone else is putting more hours than you, then of course he will succeed. So you have to be the hardest working guy in the room.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you have to have some passion. You have to have some, like I had the reason that I had to support my family and didn't do it. So I think if you're born rich, then it's your bad luck. Maybe you will have, but in most of the cases, I think you get everything so easily that you will not even bother to do the same thing every day because you have it.
Yeah, true. Wow. And you also have the internship program at Devil's Tattoos. For people, is there any vacancies, and is it a continuous program? Like throughout the year, you have people coming in and going?
Throughout the year, every 4 months, so 3 times a year, we take not more than 4 students in a batch.
Okay.
It's not a kind of program where we have 50 or 30 students.
Yeah.
Even if there are more people, I don't take them more than 4, because then it becomes difficult to give
Absolutely.
attention to. You can point out their mistakes and how they can become better if you're talking to them individually rather than on a blackboard. So that's how we approach it, and they also get to work full time in the studio. So they see day to day operations, taking care of the stock, speaking to the clients. So hands on experience in one of the best studios you can in the country. So that's what it is. And you hang out amongst all the artists in a studio, you become a part of the studio.
Wow.
And it is as practical as it can be. And in 4 months, you will learn as much as you want to. Some people learn more, some people learn less because, again, how much rich they are.
How much effort you're putting.
It all comes down to how much do you have in the bank?
Yeah. Because I've seen one of my earlier students, he used to come he was in school. One of my earlier students in 2007. He was in school. And his father is a big industrialist. I won't name the industry, but that time CRV was new. In school, he bought a CRV in 12th standard.
Wow.
Then he passed it somehow. Then he used to come with the driver at the back seat. Driver used to sit at the back seat, and this guy will drive his CRV. New CRV was a big thing that time.
Yeah. Even now it's a big thing.
RX100, I had that, or maybe some enticer kind of motorcycle.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he used to come to learn in my old Vasantviha studio there. And fees, he gave me like this bundle of money, kept it on the table in one go. And he did not do anything in life. He learned from me 3 months. He learned the basic tattoo machine chalana aa gaya. And after that, he opened a studio. I came to know about this from his father. When he shut down his studio, I was like, his father called me. Why did he shut down the studio? He said he had financial problems. I was like, what financial problems? I got 2 plots worth 40 crores next to my house.
Wow.
And in his studio, his father said, I had put just the front glass was worth 3 lakh rupees, just the glasses on the side of the studio. Like, we had no financial problems. He opened the studio within 2 or 3 months. He closed down the studio. That's why I always come down to this, because I had this experience with one rich guy who wanted to look and who did this. And now he wants to make some documentary on weed. Recently, I saw. So he's
going another way now.
Directors, and he wants to make a doc. So he wants to become everything because he does not have to do anything. So yeah, you should have a focus on what you want to do, and yeah, I think that's all. We teach everyone the same, but some people learn more, some people learn less. Becomes how hungry. It eventually comes down to how hungry they are.
Absolutely.
Real life and to learn also. So it's all about. There are a lot of factors actually. Your status, social, your economical background, what do you want to be, and yeah, I think you got the point. So not everyone. We teach so many students, more than 100. I think I might have taught till date, but not everyone is. Some people have more hunger in them. Some people want to be better. Some people want to just do art. Some people want to just earn money from this. Those are the ones they don't succeed because they don't put their focus on arts. They put more focus on marketing.
Yeah.
And marketing can take you till a certain point. Eventually, a guy who's pushing out better art every day,
he's going to get the clients. Yeah.
People will know that this guy is better, no matter how many ads do you do. If your work is not good, you won't have anything to show.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it eventually comes down to how passionate you are.
Absolutely.
You have to be crazy about it, actually. I always say that. If you're not crazy enough about it, you will not succeed. You will be okay. You will be a tattoo artist. You will earn basic income, but not good money and not recognition.
You won't become like Lokesh Bhai.
Yeah, you won't become like you.
No, nothing.
So for all our viewers, if we want to get tattooed by Lokesh Bhai, what is the process? Do we directly message you on Instagram? Do we contact Devils and book an appointment? How does it normally work?
Yeah, they can go to the website devilstattoos.com and email it, or what do you call that? A form is there which you can
Correct.
fill. ID is also there. Just mail us. But I only do colored portraits nowadays, like faces only in color, no black and gray in
Okay.
most cases. And I don't do any other style also.
Okay. Oh, I
Maybe
want
I
to get
try.
tattooed immediately by you. I so badly want to get tattooed. I'm just already thinking, and I just can't wait to come to Delhi and just
Or
get
probably
tattooed.
when he's in Melbourne or something.
Oh yeah, no, but I think I'll go to Delhi first.
Yeah.
So I think.
And sometimes I also do Japanese style. I try to do. I don't put out that work which I do, but because I want to specialize in colored portraits only. Sometimes I do comic book style also. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
I've
do
seen. Yeah,
new traditional portraits,
yeah.
like not so realistic portraits. So yeah, something in this genre if you're interested in.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Beautiful.
Right.
So fill up the form, book the appointment, and directly come in. You'll have the best experience to get tattooed by one of the best artists in the world. So it's fantastic. So thank you so much, Lokesh Bhai, for taking this today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for reminding me, and I was very forgetful. So
Thank you so much, and to all our viewers, please check Devil's Tattoos and check out Lokesh Bhai's work. It's fantastic, and it's the best work you can find in India. So thank you so much again, and we stay in touch, and hope you stay safe and have a good day. Thank you.
thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.